I'm a research scholar from Dr. Babs Ambedkar University, Department of Domain. My research is Dr. Iskandar Barwa. So my research topic is application of compressed sensing for ECG signal comprehension. It's a review paper. This is the outline of my presentation. Okay, so the basic aim of my research is to address the ECG signal compression application. The basic aim of my research is to address ECG signal compression by using a novel technique called as a compressed sensing. Okay, so in this paper I will present some of the research area for CS based ECG compression, and as to validate this review I will present some results. So ECG signal is one of the major diagnosis tool for heart diseases, and many more diseases can be addressed by just observing this particular ECG waveform that is called as your PQRS waveform. So this PQRS T, that is from P to T interval, that is called as a high activity region, and by observing this particular region, the doctor can predict the possible diseases. And there is one more region that is called as T2Q region, that is a low activity region. So my basic aim is not to work on this diagnostic, rather than just to reconstruct this particular signal by using novel technique, that is a compressed sensing. Now, what is the need for ECG signal compression? Because if you want to diagnose your diseases, so you have to keep the record of patients. So this is the first need for ECG signal compression. Now, the existing technique, there are two basic techniques for ECG signal compression. One is called as a direct method, and second is called as a Veblen-based method. In this SPHID and EZW, these two methods give the very best result. Out of these two, again, SPHID gives the best result for ECG signal compression. So that is what the existing technique available for data compression. Now the basic drawback of this technique lies with the signal acquisition process. So signal acquisition process is a fundamental process of acquiring any signal. So Shannon-Naquin sampling theorem that is used for acquiring this signal. Now Shannon-Naquin sampling theorem says that if you want to recover your signal exactly at the decoder end, you have to take at least twice the samples of your fundamental frequency. Okay, so now that is what the basic problem I am addressing. So now with the that Shannon-Naquin sampling theory, the first problem is you have to acquire more number of samples. Okay, so the basic problem is to take a picture, for example, by using a 2 megapixel camera, and once you take the picture of by using 2 megapixel camera, now it is not necessary to keep 2 megapixel of samples. Rather than we are reducing that by using the existing data compression techniques. Now, in this data compression technique, you have to keep all the samples on your memory, and after that you are compressing. For example, 50% samples is required, 50% of samples you are reducing. Now that is the first reason why this existing method faces the problem. That is you have require more memory. So that is one disadvantage of this method. And second disadvantage is you have to keep the track of all these locations. So how to address this particular problem? By using diversity reduction technique. So that is called as a compressed sensing. So compressed sensing technique is a technique in which you are acquiring only the required number of samples by using random projection method. Now, for this method, the basic requirement is the sparsity of signal. Your signals should be sparse. Okay, but basically natural signals are not sparse. So you can make it sparse by using some transform domain like DWT, DCD, or PCM. Now, this is the fundamental block diagram for compressed sensing. At the encoder end, you have to acquire the signal, then compress the signal, and at the decoder end, you have to recover the signal by using some optimization process. Rather than using inverse transform, we are using optimization process. Now this is the mathematical model for compressed sensing. in which you have this signal F, which is what is a known sparse signal or natural signal. So you can make it sparse by using some specifying transforms, psi. Then to compress this signal rather than using conventional methods, I am using this random sensing matrices. So here you can have M multiplied by N. Okay, so this M factor actually compresses this particular signal. So output Y is equal to phi psi F, where Y is called as a compressed signal. Now this is your encoder model. Now at the decoder model, you have to just recover that signal, that is the original signal X or F, by using optimization process. So there are different optimization techniques are available, like L1 minimization, L2 minimization, and convex optimization. Now if you want to exactly reconstruct your signal at the receiver end or decoder end, it has to follow two particular conditions. One is called as the restricted isometry property, and second is called as the incoherence. Now in this restricted isometry property, this is geometrical interpretation of this RIP. If your high dimensional signal is mapped into low dimensional signal, but at that time you have to keep the geometry of signal same. That is, the Euclidean distance should be same. So that is what I show, that the norm 2 should be same at the low dimensional space. Otherwise, there is no guarantee to reconstruct your signal at the receiver end. So that is the one condition you have to keep in mind. And second condition, that is the incoherence. So when you select any specified basis, and if you want to compress by using some random matrices, that is phi. So that is a correlation between psi and phi that should be less. That is more incoherence, that means you have more information. So those two conditions should be satisfied by the optimizing techniques to exactly reconstruct your signal. Now this L1 minimization technique will fulfill this criteria. Okay, and this is also you can put in a linear programming mode. It's a convex function. So now you can solve it. Otherwise, L0 is an NP hard, you cannot solve this function. And you have the L2 form, but you cannot get the exact solution. That is the problem. So L solution is widely used. There are some higher degree of algorithms also available for this network, but this is a basic algorithm. So now the basic objective of my paper is to just present some literature review on some of the important research gaps of this ECG, that is a compressed sensing based ECG signal complex.
You have mentioned that ECG in your first slide, and later on you used the image data. So
I have just given the example. I have just given the example.
You have focus on
Okay. For only sparsity I have given this example because
no, you are working on image or ECG.
I am working on ECG signal.
Then you have to focus on the ECG.
Okay, no, because for ECG it is difficult to show the sparsity. Okay.
One-dimensional signal.
It's a one-dimensional signal. That is a dimension of signal. That is not the matter, because either it is 1D or 2D. You can convert in a vector form. So that is what the advantage of using compressed sensing. Whether your video signal that is 3D, you just convert it.
It's okay. Whatever
Okay.
you are using, you have
Yes,
to
yes.
set.
I will be clear on that. Now next is basic objective of my paper is to just present some of the current research areas in this. So these are the founder papers of this compressed sensing theory. Now the first research area, that is how to select a specified basis for your particular application, that is ECG signal compression. So there are different specific bases available like DCT, DWT, and there are different families of DWT also available. So how to select the particular family which gives the most sparseness. So that is one of the research areas. Now next research area is the sensing matrices. So the maximum compression of your signal is based upon the selection of the sensing matrices. So there are different sensing matrices available, Gaussian matrices, and then some deterministic matrices also available. Then third research area is CS reconstruction, because your signal reconstruction and its time, reconstruction time, that depends upon the signal reconstruction algorithm. Next is how these algorithms will behave in noisy and different sparsity situation. So that is one of the area I have addressed. Next area is a dictionary learning approach. Here I can reduce the reconstruction error by using this particular dictionary learning approach. After that, I have used this. I have presented some review on Bayesian learning approach, which will even sometimes just outperform CS. Okay. In the conclusion, I have just presented some results to show the validation of your CS machine, and two techniques I have shown, that is Gaussian sensing matrices.
This is the main area now. We are
Unnecessary spend the time in this.
Because the method that is PS, the method that is very novel method. So I think I have to explain. Okay, no problem. It's I have just presented two results here. That is Gaussian sensing matrix and KL transform matrix. Okay, so these two matrices are gives very good result in ECG compression. And still I am working on designing different sensing matrices and algorithms for ECG signal compression. So this is my basic work. So next work that actually includes the development of sensing matrices and algorithms.